All right. Good night. Welcome to Baseball After Dark. It is 9 p.m. Eastern, May 27th, day number 2.5 of the season. We got some ridiculous stuff already going on in the chat. Let's keep it to baseball, folks. This comment right here, right off the rip. Relax. But there's some other stuff. Anyway, couple things today to get into off the rip. I'll probably reiterate this. I finally went into my bag of goodies, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this today, but the comment that I pick today can have their choice between a Felix Hernandez sign ball or a Buster Posey. So Felix Hernandez, Buster Posey up for grabs tonight. Basically, if I pick you, you can just email me at the show email, and we'll figure out how to get it to you at a later point. Those are the two giveaway possibilities today. Once again, we have King Felix Hernandez. I have it tagged so I can remember what these autographs are. King Felix, and then Buster Posey. That's what that one looks like. All right, I know it's a little bit of a crappy view there, but anyway, you can have your choice. Two really good players from my era, so we could do that. Ooh, I just got an alert. Duke and number 5 seed St. John's tied at 65 with 6:23 left. I don't think I'll be watching that, but anyway, pretty good. Hey, Adam, how's your night going? Enjoyed NBC's coverage of our beloved sport, especially with you. You know what? It's going great. I'm excited. I fly to Seattle tomorrow. I get to watch the Guardians and the Mariners Sunday night in Seattle. Very excited. I think we're just going to get better and better as we go. And NBC, we have a great team, so it's really, really fun to be a part of. All right. So since we haven't done this in the regular season for a while, I'm a little out of whack. I didn't even do probable pitchers in the last one. So what we got to do is we got to first pull up our standings. Shit. The season might have just started, but we can go over our standings. The Yankees are the only team now 2-0 as they completed their game today and won. They still haven't allowed a run yet, which is pretty cool. We're going to watch a lot of that. Baltimore 1-0, Boston 1-0. Toronto's playing their debut game right now versus the A's. The Rays are 0-1. Cleveland and Detroit both won their first games. Wow, my screen's not showing on here. Damn, that is super weird. Let me try to fix that. Now you can see the standings. There we go. So yeah, Cleveland won their first game. Detroit, Kansas City's playing tonight at Atlanta right now. Minnesota lost their opener, and the White Sox. Angels won their opener behind Mike Trout. Man, all the cameras are being weird. My camera on my main screen's being weird. Man, hold on. All right, you can see me now, right? Am I unfrozen? I don't want to be frozen. Man, now my iPad's frozen again. Ooh, we're having issues. iPad's frozen now. Oh boy. Let's try to fix that again. We'll try to go OBS virtual camera. Then back to AO iPad camera. Okay, I think everything's unfrozen now. We might be rocking and rolling. I don't know what the hell's going on. All right, in the NL Central, Milwaukee won their opener. Cardinals won their opener with a comeback. Cubs, Pirates, and Reds all dropped their openers. Dodgers won their opener. Rockies are playing at Miami right now, and the D-backs lost. The Padres lost, and obviously the Giants are 0-2 in that they lost to the Yankees twice. That's probably where we're going to start today. The Yanks have not allowed a run through 2 games. Schlittler started today. Here's the box score on this Wago. Schlittler, 5 1/3, 1 hit, no walks, 8 punchies, so 1 base runner there. Cruz gave up a walk, and that's it. Tim Hill, perfect inning with 2 punchies. Camilo Doval punches the side on 12 pitches, and Bednar for the save as well. Ooh, Michael Houghton just got home from the Yankees at Giants. Cam was dealing. Giants fan 13 times. SF, no runs in 18 innings and just 4 hits. SF pitching has mostly shut down Judge except for the 1AB with the homer. All right, yep, good report. Good report live from San Francisco. What's this mean? No pushy NBC production crew with you today? They're not pushy. I love these guys. We have a great little crew, and it's going to be really fun as we go. And they utilize how to, they know how to figure out how to use the old man. You know what I mean? I guess I'm the kid in the business. I feel like I'm a young pup in the business, but don't credit the Yankees. The Giants can't hit. I'm crediting the Yankees, and I'm going to show you why in a minute, okay? So everybody just chill for a minute. This is the one game that completed, and then we'll get into the games that are live. Just so you guys know, Toronto currently beating the A's 1-0, Miami over Colorado 2-1 in the 7th, Atlanta 4-up on Kansas City in the 6th, Angels 4-1 on Houston in the 3rd, and a bunch of games haven't started yet. Detroit, San Diego, Cleveland, Seattle, and Arizona Doyers. Okay. First, we're going to focus in on my Northeastern Husky friend, Cam Schlittler. And I watched a little bit of this game just from a distance while I was at dinner. Don't tell my wife, although she might be watching right now. And Schlittler leaned on this cutter. This was something new, right? And I think he's got a new grip on the cutter, and we have to get into what he's doing with this cutter now. But this was a very different approach. It's funny, he was so great last year, you would think they wouldn't fix him. But dude, I mean, 32% cutter today, 32% fastball, 24% sinker. Is this Lance Lynn Jr.? Lance Lynn Jr., three-headed monster fastballs, only 7 curveballs and 1 slider. And the slider was a pitch we were curious to watch because he dropped a sweeper for more of a gyro pitch. But let me go click on Cam himself for a second because the cutter was way different tonight than it was the other nights. Last year's cutter shape was it's more of a slider, 4.9 vert, 7.3 inches to the left. And then today, where's that? Today, his cutter was 13 inches of vert and 5 to the left. So much more lifty, much faster, 3 miles an hour. So now it's a true cutter. 13 and -5 is a really, really interesting pitch. If you follow the show at all, you know I'm not the biggest fan of cutters unless you have an outlier. And the number one thing he has is velocity. You average 95 miles an hour with your cutter, that's an outlier automatically. But on top of that, he's got pretty good vert and enough horizontal to make this pitch interesting. So I'm curious to watch just exactly how dominant he was with it, with this 3 fastball attack. We all know he has really good velocity, but it's a little bit different. A little bit different than what we saw last year. I mean, this was not the mix prior. 32% cutter, 32% fastball, 24% sinker. What was he last year? He was 56% four-seam, 20% cutter, which was more of a slider, 15% curve, and then 6% sinker. So this is a big turn. And it's not like the kid was bad last year. 296 and 14 starts, plus the dominant game in the postseason. All right, without further ado, let's get into the game. Giants, Yanks from San Francisco, from the Bay. Yankees are off to a hot start this year, especially on the mound. So Cam Schlittler only throws 68 pitches. I say, why don't we watch it? Before I get into it, why don't you like the cutter? I think the cutter can be an important pitch, but I think stuff models tend to overrate it a lot of times. And I think that in the pursuit of getting whiff, you get barreled a ton, especially if you have a bad cutter. I'll demonstrate this throughout the year. But his is different, 95 miles an hour, so I'm curious to watch this. All right. Here we go. Cam Schlittler, we're just going to go through these really quick and we'll see what pops. So he gets, so the batter right away gives him a free strike to start the game. Arise, kind of weird. All right, here we go. Four-seam up and away, and he's ahead 0-2. Here comes 99. He's got some giddy on him. Not really. There's a spectrum here, but if it has a lot of drop, it's not a cutter. You're just calling it that. So just wanted to point that out. All right, here's a curveball. Gets a rise in the air. Ideally, that's what you want him to do when you're facing him. You want him to hit a fly ball. He's got no juice. So let him hit the ball in the air. One out there, and we're on to Chapman. Starts him with the sinker. Wow, that was dirty. One of the nastiest things and one of the best adjustments I thought Schlittler made last year is he started getting ahead down in the zone early, and then when he elevated later, it was overwhelming. When he first got to the big leagues, he was throwing way too many fastballs up at the top, and I felt like guys were able to compete. All right, first cutter, 96.4 at almost 14 vert, 14 inches of induced vertical break, and negative 5.2. So this is a weird pitch because coming out, the batter will recognize that it has a little bit of gyro spin to it, and then you try to swing it, but you're usually under it when it has this type of velocity and holds its plane the way Cam's does. So Chapman swings under that, and we are 0-2. And now he's going to punch him with a sinker in. Really good pitch. I never like to throw this pitch 0-2, but if you can locate it like this, it's game over. This is a brilliant pitch. 99 miles an hour. How much run on it? Almost 16 inches. Vicious. Vicious pitch. All right. Rafi. 100 mile an hour, middle. The book on Rafi, especially early in the season, is usually throw him at the top of the zone. He can make adjustments up here, but you see early on, if you just spam, and teams have done this throughout the years, he swings too big sometimes early in the year, or when he's not anticipating this and he's just trying to be in see the ball, hit the ball mode, and pitches up here really crush him. So 2 fastballs up to start this at bat. Well, first one was middle, second one was up, and then he's going to punch him out looking here. Really good challenge by Wells. Misses his spot completely, but it's in the box. Wells saw it right away. Yankees have been great with this. In spring training, they've been the most aggressive team. They challenge the most stuff. So interesting to watch how that plays out in the regular season. Wellesley gets one right here. And in the early going, you can see the impact of the ABS. It changes at bats. The count is the game, folks. All right, second inning. Willie Adames. Sinker strike. And now he's going to get ahead of guys with sinkers, and then when he elevates the 4, it's going to be even tougher to hit. So he's just adding more and more clever layers to his game. He's got a very simple delivery, so generally speaking, he's able to throw a lot of strikes. He does fall behind 3-1 here, but just a big fan of some of the... Just at the rate at which Mr. Schlittler's gotten better. I mean, this is a 3-1 sinker right on right. He wasn't throwing much of these last year, but it's a little bit of a... it's just a beautiful thing when he has 3 options when he's behind in the count. 98-1 Doors. So he comes out throwing absolute flames. Giants are not ready for it. Let me answer a question here. I'll probably have a better answer for this at the end after I see him work through it. Adam, some were saying it was wrong for Boone to take Cam out of the game when he did. What do you think about being careful with young pitchers that way? One thing to remember when we're being critical of managers and their management of pitchers early in the season, particularly on the conservative side, we don't know everything that's going on. Let's not forget, he had like a back thing in spring training. And this guy's super talented and they need him for the long run. So... maybe there was a pitch count situation here, but we don't have the full picture. All right, so anyway, Doors is Adames. Here's Jung-Hoo Lee. 99, up in ball. 96 cutter. It was really surprising to me he threw so many cutters. But it's an interesting pitch, especially because of the velo on it, as I've said a few times now. Fastball up away, fouled back. 1-2, and then another heater. So... maybe it was just they came out with the game plan of establishing the hard stuff, and then he just never got in trouble, and he never went to the soft stuff. There's a possibility he could go to the soft stuff in these other starts. Maybe this isn't a trend, but certainly in this game, this is the only hit he allows. Helio Ramos, first pitch fastball swinging, kind of blocking it off to right for a double. But anyway, coming out like this, I mean, shit. You got this kind of type of heater, 3-headed monster heater attack. It's going to work a lot if you can locate it. All right, there's a double. Now we have Casey Schmidt, first pitch cutter. So he's under that. That speaks to the quality of the lift on his cutter relative to league average, and then that pairs really well with sinker. Got a very similarly moving pitch. Well, not moving, similarly speed-wise. Similarly in speed, but different in movement. So you just had a pitch running away from you. Now you have a pitch boring in on you. This is a jam sandwich, 60 miles an hour. And Jazz very nonchalantly catches that at second base for the end of the second inning. So, okay, so far just attacking the zone with hard shit. Here's Patrick Bailey, ball 1.
1-0 to Patrick Bailey.
Foul ball. Here comes the cutter.
The 1-1.
Ball. Cutter again. Good location there. Gets to 2-2. I mean, he's begging for a curveball, but looks like they're going to stay hard for the most part in this game. Another cutter. Here comes the 4-seam. Oof, just misses with that. Then comes back with another 4.
On the ground to short.
Ground ball to Caballero. First out in the 3rd. Bader. First pitch sinker, late on that, and beat. Gonna double up on that. I would have as well. Misses low. Triple up on that. So 2 non-competitives there. Here comes a cutter. So three sinkers in a row. 3 pitches running in a row. Now a pitch that goes the other way. And he nicks it foul. So you can see when you have, it's just hard, man. We got no time at the plate to digest the movement on these pitches. So it's kind of a cheat code when you can do it with upper 90s. And now he goes 4-seam, which is going to be doors. He hasn't seen anything with vert on it yet. Yeah, overwhelming. So the 3-headed fastball monster is looking great. All right, back to Arise. First pitch curveball ball. Why would you waste your time with a first pitch off speed when you know he's not swinging anyway? He's got one of the lowest first pitch swing rates in the league, which makes no sense because he needs to take more chances at the plate. But it's almost like he wants to get to 2 strikes sometimes, Luis, out of just, I want to make my job even harder. So we tried a front door sinker here. I guess you're thinking you're probably not striking him out swinging, so try to freeze him. Pops it foul, and then comes back with the fastball. So he's just living in the upper 90s with everything. Once again, get him to hit a fly ball, especially in this ballpark.
And that'll end the inning.
Yeah. Easy play, and that's it for the 3rd inning. 4th inning, Matt Chapman, first pitch cutter. Swing and miss, second pitch slider. Here's the only slider of the game. And I love cutter to slider as a combo. That's tried and true. Those pitches work very well off each other. Good slider, good little gyro slider, 4.7 vert, 6 inches to the left. So actually similar amount to the left on the cutter. Just one has so much lift, one has a lot less lift. So again, hard to differentiate, but at the moment of contact, good luck if you guessed wrong. All right, cutter up in. See if they stay hard on Rafi the whole at bat up. Another swing and miss. 4-seam again. Ooh, good take. Now cutter. See, like typically I would hate a 2-1 cutter, but his cutter's just fast enough to get away with it because he ends up beating him here with this. If this is like a 90-mile-an-hour typical cutter, his ball's probably smashed in the bay. But because it's 95 with decent lift on it, it kind of beats Rafi. So it has a similar effect to the fastball. All right, 2-2, and then 3-2, he's going to get him with another fastball. For whatever reason, he's just late sometimes on fastballs, just swinging too big. I wonder, I'm going to look at the swing from the side. Is this just too big of a hack? Just beat, just straight up beat there. All right, Willie. First pitch curveball, ball. Second pitch curveball. So all curveballs he's used so far in this game have been early in the count, except for the one to Arise for the fly out. Back to the sinker, foul ball. I love sinker to Adames.
It's never been called by an umpire.
Big chase there on the 2-1 cutter, and then he's going to punch him with a cutter.
Got him.
Huh. Good reaction by Willie. Just completely owned right here. All right, he's through 4. Dominant first 4 innings. Here's Jung-Hoo Lee. Another first pitch curveball. That's how he's basically using it. He'll start you with that, and he's going to go right back to his hard stuff. Cutter, foul ball.
2-2 pitch to Jung-Hoo Lee. It's like somebody
Force him
said,
up.
Spikes now. It looked like
They're going for the front door. Oh, just misses it. Cam wanted it with the jump off the mound, but that is a ball. Good try here for the front hip action. Yeesh. He's got good enough command that that's going to become a big part of his arsenal soon, I bet.
Last year, that's a strike.
Cutter foul ball and curveball ahead in the count.
Strike zones are tighter.
Oh, D helmet's so nasty. You know, I was thinking, I mean, these guys are so ripe for curveballs after they've been sped up by all these high octane pitches. But I guess he didn't even really need it. Nice strikeout there. On to Ramos. He got a first pitch hit on a fastball last time. Sinker in, strike one. Cutter foul ball.
That possibility.
Back.
Cutter foul ball. That ball stays up nice though. It's different. He got more margin for error with this cutter than most. Sinker down. Wells is on point with the challenges. He knows that these close pitches that Schlittler wants are not strikes. Ooh. I mean, he's finished some guys with some vicious sinkers. Look at this.
Got him.
Really nasty. All right, another first pitch curveball here to Schmidt. Swing and miss. Now he's going to jam him again. He jammed him the first at bat. Let's jam him again. Little roll over to Ahmed Rosario. And a really easy fifth inning, sixth inning. First pitch out. That's the spot. That's the perfect spot. Judge coming on. If you can throw your cutter, even a bad cutter, if you can throw it right there, you're going to have success. But you see why. It's completely off the barrel. I mean, there's the barrel. And there's the ball. So just gets off the barrel, gets him to pop it up. No exit velo there. 70.6 on that. And it's a one pitch out. Very nice. It does feel like he could have went way deeper in this game with the way he's cooking. But that's it. They took him out after one pitch into the sixth. So 68 pitches. I just don't think he's built up as the other guys. This was probably predetermined. But man, he did have the stuff today where he could have went the whole game. He could have went the whole game today with that stuff. Carl's on it. He was really just, that was pretty impressive. That was a pretty impressive run through. Curious to watch Doval punch the side. Let's watch Doval. Before we watch the offense stuff, former Giant Camilo Doval, that, you know, he's either on or he's not. But when he's on, good luck. And honestly, this is a similar approach to Schlittler, just from a sling angle, way lower. So cutter, sinker, sinker. He's going to get him with a sinker. So Ramos now punched on sinkers twice. If they're both in off the plate. Ooh. Oh! That's a weird shape to that pitch. Look at this. Nasty. All right, next batter. Schmidt, 3-pitch punchy. First pitch slider, strike. As long as he gets ahead in the count, this dude's usually filthy, but sometimes he comes out and he just can't find the strike zone. Not today. Dude, that's a negative IVB sinker with not even any run. It's just a straight up and down thing. And it's at 98. This is why I feel like he's the most important pitcher on their roster and their bullpen, because he's going to be the bridge to Bednar, and he has the stuff to be this good.
And you understand why the Giants
all the time. Sinker down, slider coming. Nasty.
even last year.
Just a great outing, and honestly, it's the same thing. It's like cutters and sinkers, basically. Tremendous velocity. Good sign for the Yanks that Doval looked really good in this game. So that was it for the Yankees. I don't really need to watch for their pitching. I don't really need to watch Bednar. We know there was 2 home runs in this game, Judge and Stanton. So we'll just watch the full at bats of those. Robbie Ray, man on second, no outs. So they decide to go at Judge here. First pitch, 4-seam in. Plus, he hadn't done anything to this point. Oh, here's going to be an overturn.
And a strike.
When Judge had 4
All right.
strikeouts, we looked it up.
This is close. I'm surprised he challenged this on a 1-0 count.
And they are going to challenge this pitch.
That's where it was. 0.5 inches below the zone. So Judge got it. That gets him to a 2-0 count. That's a big deal. Honestly, I'm surprised he stayed with him after this. Even 3-0. After 3-0, usually you just walk the big guy, right?
Unless I'm wrong.
But no, he comes back with a slider 3-0. Probably another one here. No, yeah, you got to go four seam there, because if you go slider 3-0, the batter's probably looking for slider 3-1. All right, four seam middle. Can't believe he didn't swing at that. Foul ball here.
And by the way,
A little late on that, and then they stick with it, and he just misses again. I just think it's back-to-back pitches in the same spot. How hard he hit that? 109.1 at 37. Over the bleachers? Where'd it go?
his first.
Ball was hammered. It's just back-to-back pitches basically in the same spot, huh?
Look out. High and deep to left. And gone.
Is it over the bleachers or is it in the bleachers? I don't know. I got blacked out, but that's a good swing. Let's see it from the side. And there it is. The man is on the board. The captain is on the board for the season. First home run of the year. Gets the Yankees the 2-0 lead. That's all they needed. I know Stanton's about to hit a home run. We'll watch that. But good swing by him. He's just been a little off, I think, with seeing the ball very well. But obviously all he has to do is touch it. Just like this guy. Ooh, and it's off my guy, Budo. All right, first pitch, sinker, ball.
Championship team, the Venezuelan ball club.
Second pitch, sinker, ball. So once again, both home runs started in a 2-0 count. Ooh, sinker middle. He's not really on that. If I'm the pitcher here, I would stay hard, and yet they don't. They go slider. Oh, kaboom. Yeah, just bad reading there. He's under your slider, under your sinker there. You got to go four seam up off of that. But instead they go slider. Big G all over it. 108 at 31.
He's led the major leagues in home runs last.
And he's on his way to 500 homers. I saw today that with that home run, him and Judge became the one of only 4 duos ever to hit 500 home runs as teammates. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, let me see what we got here in the chat. Devers was a hot hitter when the Red Sox traded, all to end the issue with Bregman at third base, and then Bregman left Boston after one season. That's rough. Yeah, that was a rough chain of events. Let's see how it plays out long term. But I don't know. Crazy. Ooh, what's the best way to go after Judge? Nah, there's no easy way to go after Judge. There is a little bit of swing and miss in zone. Like if you slow him down enough, you can sometimes sneak a heater by him up away. But like in Yankee Stadium, it's even harder to pitch him away because he can just flip you the other way. The meta used to be like right on right, changeup, down in. But you got to be accurate with it. If you miss a little bit too high in the zone, he can crank those. He's just tough to get to chase. Really tough to get to chase. Sometimes you get him to chase off the corner away, but there's not a whole lot of answers. Stick and move. Don't be too predictable. I guess that would be the biggest thing. All right, what else we got here? Does Robbie Ray wear the tightest pants in MLB? Good chance. Very good chance. Says it makes him feel more athletic, so I can't argue with that. Big fan of Robbie Ray and his grunting, his Monica Seles grunting when he pitches, but he did win the Cy Young doing it, so it's hard to argue with it. Ooh, Okamoto just got his first career hit. Okay, great. We'll check in on that game in a minute. The Judge one landed on the stairs that goes up to the main concourse. Okay, I just didn't get a good look at that. Ayo, have you decided how you're going to run the giveaways? I haven't. Tonight, I'm just going to pick a comment that either like sends me in a great direction or something that I just like in general. And then I'll tell everybody who won. And again, they get their choice between a Felix Hernandez signed ball or a Buster Posey signed ball today. And then we'll figure out the logistics of how I'll get it to you. But that's the big thing. Oh, Robbie just likes to show his package. Maybe that's the case. Stanton and Judge are the second only to Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig in Yankees history for a number of games where they homered in the same game. And what's that number at? That's pretty good. Has anyone hit a ball into the Cove besides Bonds? Yes. He's by far the leader. I think he has 25 or 35 splash landings, but Brandon Belt has 10. A number of guys have a handful. I think Brandon Crawford has like 4. Panda has like 7. I saw the stat on the Netflix game the other day. All right, what else we got? Judge can't hit inside. Judge can hit inside, outside with long ass arms for sliders. Judge can hit it all, but you just gotta pitch. You can't live in one spot. There's no one spot that he can't adjust to, and he's gotten so much better at laying off balls. Grab a baseball and show how you think Cam is holding the cutter. So I would imagine that he's since it's so fast, I think he's holding it like a 4-seam. I just think instead of coming through straight, he's coming through like this. I think that's the only thing he's doing, because you have to have a seam to rip it that hard. But if you try to like gyro it like a lot of guys try to do, and you get on the leather in here and you kind of like cheat to the right side of the ball, you're not going to have as much velocity. You're not going to be able to put through as much because your hand's going to come through slightly off to the side. So you got to have energy through the middle. So whatever grip he has, he's definitely in the middle of the ball. His energy is equally distributed, so he's coming through the center. But my guess is it's just a standard fastball grip, just cocked to the side a little bit, so when it comes out, it has backspin, but just instead of being straight, it's slightly tilted so it bores to the left. That would be my guess. Can you explain what you mean by lift? Some say that can't be possible. So technically it's not possible, but think about it like this. I've talked about this on the stream before. Like when you look at these charts and these numbers, there's like 8 inches in any plane looks kind of straight in that plane to the human eye. So anything below 8 inches of induced vertical break is going to look like it has a lot of drop. Right at 8, it's going to look perfectly flat. Any number above that, and the very best fastballs are up in this like 20 range up here in these reds, that means that you have so much backspin and so much spin efficiency that the air is propping it up. Now, to the hitter, it's going to look like it's rising. There's a slight rise effect, but that's just because their eye normalizes for 8 inches. So is it actually rising? No. We actually covered it last night on the stream. Nick Pivetta threw a couple balls with less than 10 inches of drop. So that's another stat. Instead of looking at induced vertical break, you can just look at total inches of drop. So no matter what, yes, the ball drops on the way to home plate due to gravity, but there are some pitches that resist that better than others, and they create that illusion of the rise. It also helps with a low release where you upshoot the ball, because then you're obviously throwing sort of a little bit more uphill, and that ball looks like it's rising too. So it's all, like people back in the day would say the guy throws a rising fastball. They were right and wrong. It's hard to explain, but I think I did a decent job right there. All right, back to the chat again for a second. Oh, you guys are talking about the tight pant wars. I go with Strider and his open package presentation. Yeah, it's too much. Way too much for me. Way too much for me. Yeah, here's the official. Thanks, Cobra, with the stats as always. Bond. These are the official McCovey Cove bombs. Bonds 35, Belt 10, Sandoval 8. Helio was the first right-handed batter to do it. That's a bomb. That's a bomb. Which ballpark is that as my background? That's San Francisco. That's the bay right there. That's McCovey Cove. I flew my drone up on here on an off day. One day. Totally against the rules, but I don't always follow the rules, I guess. Do you have thoughts on Clay Holmes this season? I'm having a little trouble buying in. You should buy in big on Clay Holmes. He was the nastiest pitcher I saw in all of the WBC, even ahead of McLean. So, stuff is filth McGilf. Let's just see if he can translate that into going deep. I have a quick question. What's been going on with the Tampa Bay Rays lately? Don't matter. They're kind of irrelevant. They're competitive, but they're not going to compete in the AL East this year. So I don't really know. I don't have a great answer for that. Sorry, Z Brody, by the way. I know that if you're watching, that's your team. All right, I'm skipping a lot of this stuff right here. Well, I guess I'll answer this one. Did you ever see any pitcher with the 3 fastballs so similar but different like Schlittler's? Yeah, Lance Lynn. He's the OG of this approach. 4-seam cutter, sinker. He's the OG of this approach. All right. So what do we want? What do we want? What game do we want to go to now that we got through the Yankees? Well, Atlanta, Miami, and Colorado were in the 9th, so we'll wait for that to end. Toronto and the A's are in the 7th. I think we should go to this one. I feel like there's I always have a lot of Jays fans, so we should definitely get them going. Gausman, wow, 11 punchies tonight. We'll definitely watch that. 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, 11 punchies. Did get clipped for a homer. Varland, everyday Varland pitched, and Rogers making his Blue Jay debut as we speak. Luis Severino started on the mound for the A's. 5 innings, 2 earns, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Who hit the dinger? Langoliers off Gauze. Wow. All right. Player breakdown. How many splitters did Gausman throw? 49% fastball, 43% split, 7% slider. So exact same guys we've always seen. Same approach. And let's go to it. Jays and A's. Who's reminding me? Somebody reminding me of something? I don't know. You guys can figure this one out. I'm not going to answer this question. It's not Cohen. I have a good relationship with Cohen, so we'll see what that says. All right. Here we go. Kevin Gausman. Gonna punch out Kurtz to start the season on a split. Oh, gross. And de-helmets him. He's just the fastball. We know how he plays the 2 lanes. The 1 down, and then the split off it. The 1 up, and then they can't hit it because it's exploding up. All right, split here to Shea Langoliers punchy. So punches the first 2 both on splits. Gausman's really turned into a great Blue Jay, huh? Like, big-time fan favorite. He's been ultra consistent. Awesome to watch that happen. And he punches the side in the first, Soderstrom. So we've been talking a lot about how great the A's offense is. But Gausman comes in and says strikeout, strikeout, strikeout to start it off. That's when he throws the heater up. It's just explosive. Crowd looks electric here in the first inning, by the way. You know, these Toronto fans were excited to get their boys back in the building after that World Series. All right, Brent Rooker. Ooh, good swing. Varsho is there. Wow, 106 at 18. Must have been a little top spin there. Rooker had a good approach there. He's like, I'm not striking out. I'm hitting the first pitch. Man, that split is sick. So I saw a question in the chat a minute ago. How is he so good with so few pitches? It's just the combo of the fastball splitter you can do it if you have the command that he has. Even still, I'd rather have a third good pitch. Like, I know he throws his slider a little bit trying to steal strikes or get chase. But really, it is kind of impressive that he does it with the 2 pitches. But if you're gonna have the 2, these are the 2, because it allows you to face both righties and lefties. The north-south approach works for both sides, and he's just got such a good idea of how to use it, what lanes to get in, and there's such a contrast between the pitches that, it takes you a minute to get used to the approach. All right, Lawrence Butler, a little off the end of the bat. Is that a thing? Helmet him? De-helmet him? No, I just made it up as we go. That's all. Do I think Gausman has the best split in the game? Maybe. It's on the short list. It's definitely on the short list. All right, on to the next. 4-seam fastball up, foul ball. Fastball up, strike, and then a split for another strikeout. And this one didn't even have to get to the bottom because he set the trap up here this time. So then he starts it out of the same lane here on the fastball. They have to swing at it, and it's just look at that thing fall off the table. It's ridiculous. This is a pitch that many people have tried to copy, but he just has a very unique feel for it. Oh, the squirrel. My man. Pretty good swing there. Line drive right to Jimenez.
Best for you
Ooh, a looking strike 3 of Denzel Clark, and he's perfect through 3. Denzel Clark from Toronto area. So getting owned at home. Ooh, Kurtz is going to punch twice with the split to start out the game. Ooh, he should have challenged that. Didn't, though. Ends up getting caught looking here. Kirk making it look really good. No challenge. Ooh, here's the homer. 3-1 split. Shea Bangaliers. This guy rakes. The A's are going to rake this year. I know they got owned tonight on the mound, but this team's got a great lineup. Langoliers is, right there. He's right behind Raleigh, I'd say, is the next best hitting catcher. Sorry, Will Smith. I really think so. How hard? 105 at 22. And people thought Kirk wouldn't be stealing with the ABS. Brutal broadcast fail, not letting us see McNeil's reaction. Did he have a quick reaction? Let's see. Sorry, I'll look at the center field cam. He just kind of did the bat flip. He's not in full curmudgeon mode yet, Maya. We'll get there soon. I like how Toronto wants literally a foot or a pitch or an out away from the title, but they went back in the office and they did a great job. I'm happy that they went as hard as they did this offseason. All right, here's a called strike 3. So Clark, oh wait, we already saw this one. We saw this one too. And we saw this one. All right, we're up to here. Splitter to Soderstrom. Oh, didn't want to swing it. Is that Okamoto? Look at Okamoto making a play.
In a AAA ballpark in Sacramento, which did increase offense last year. Okamoto stretched by Guerrero, and they get. So 2 down.
Hold on. Kurt's not challenging there. Maybe cost them a run. Do you think there are any scenarios where you should? Hold on. Where you should never challenge? I do think you have to assess the overall impact of the overturn chance and how sure you are. There's a little bit of a sliding scale there. So obviously earlier in the game you're probably a little less likely to fire, but I don't know. I think people who feel like they're really good at it and they start getting some success, they might be more aggressive as time goes on. All right. Oh, now he's going to punch Rooker with a 4-seam.
Up on the inside part of the plate to the Athletics catcher.
Doors.
A swing and a miss to get Rooker for the.
At 3 o'clock in the
Jacob Wilson spazzing out at the plate. Ground ball to second. Ernie Clement. Another split to Lawrence Butler. Friend of the program. Good pitch, though. Sometimes, too, his split has like a ton of run on it. Like, look at that. This is like another underrated thing about Gausman's splitter and why it might be the best in the game or the most valuable in the game. Because he can manipulate it to be more droppy or to be more runny. So it's kind of like 2 pitches in one. Look at this. Look how runny this one is. Really nice pitch. All right, next, another strikeout. Splitter again. It's also like, look, like this is why I say if you're going to throw like 2 pitches, this is the best secondary you can have. It reminds me of Mike Scott back in the day with the Astros. It's just like this is the chase. This is where you want to throw pitches with 2 strikes. Pitches that start in the middle and they end up down here are strikeouts all day in the big leagues. And that's what this pitch is designed to do. It starts right down the middle. And it says, see you later. Here's a called strike to McNeil. The rare called strike on McNeil. Splitter down, no challenge, despite the... first of all, he's looking a little different. He's looking a little leaner, maybe more clean cut with the haircut, not sure. Anyway, punches his ticket. Denzel Clark.
The 3-2. Ground ball to short.
Ground ball to Jimenez. The other thing about Gauze is he doesn't walk you, so he commands the count really well. He makes you earn everything you're going to get. Actually, a decent swing by Kurtz there, but he got in on those hands. That's it. That's it, and that is all for Gausman. How many pitches was that? 83 with 11 punches. So really good first outing for him. How's this game? Is this game still the same score? Yeah, 2-1 bottom 8. Looks like Rogers had a good inning. Yep, 1 inning, 1 walk, got through it. So Hoffman, I assume, will be coming in for the save. All right, I know we want to watch Okamoto's at bats. Seen a couple Okamoto stuff in the chat, so let's watch his at bats, and eventually we'll get his first career hit. So he gets Sevy, draws Sevy in his debut. Fastball up. Everybody, and I've talked about this on the stream a few times, but everybody I know that saw Okamoto play in Japan said that he was really the guy. He was the guy. He had it. So they were all very high on him coming over, that he could be the guy here. Wow, he went on that? Oh yeah, he went on that. Jeez, my eyes were terrible right there. I thought he didn't even swing hardly at all, and he took a freaking huge hack. All right, here's the first strikeout. Right down the middle. So just got challenged with velo right there and did not compete with it. All right, second at bat. Sevy working with a 1-0 lead in this spot. 1 out, nobody on. Dots a cutter. Sweeper off that. We've talked a lot about cutter to sweeper. Great combo. Cutter to slider in general, but especially cutter to sweeper. Gets him ahead 0-2, and now he's got a grind. Takes the sweeper away. Four-seam freeze attempt. Good hack.
So, kind of easing him in a little bit as he gets adjusted to the major.
Yeah, of course. We do this all the time, John. The number 1 is Patrick Bailey. Kirk is also very high. Maybe he was second last year in framing. Austin Wells is also good, so we know about it.
2-2 again. Taken high and it's full.
So he draws him back to 3-2, and then he's going to spit on this cutter. All right, so pretty good job going to 0-2 to a walk there, and then he's going to get his first career hit off of Scott Barlow. All right. Wow, 88.5 mile an hour fastball. Where's my phone call? Strike 1. Curveball.
So it'll be cease tomorrow.
Jumps ahead 0-2 with a big chase there. And now a sweeper. See, this was something that a lot of people spoke about. Really good 2-strike approach. Good at being creative up there at the plate. Doesn't always just take his ace swing all the time. But gets a knock. There's the first career hit for Kazuma Okamoto. Little reach out, slap to left off of Scott Barlow. So congrats to him. Ooh, that 7 looks clean. These Blue Jay jerseys, like, I love the style of the numbers. Isn't that great? Look at that. It's like kind of a, I don't know what style that is, but I like it. All right, base hit, and that's it. That's all. That's it for Okamoto. Now, Rogers had a 4-pitch 8th. Let's look at the Rogers. There's no way. They can't possibly be a 4-pitch 8th. Nah, they got that wrong. That's all wrong. That confused me for a sec. Yeah, we'll get to Trout in a minute. Okamoto played some winter ball in Puerto Rico too. Oh, that's great. Maybe he speaks a little Espanol. The fans will start complaining about only 2 challenges, keep if you win, once they figure out that that's the case and it costs their team. I mean, fans will complain about everything, but that's good. I like complaints because that means people care and people are invested and people are just caring. You know, we need fanatical fans. I think that's important in baseball, personally. You know, it's up to the players to kind of dull that noise, but whatever. Mike Trout pulled an up and in pitch. He might be fully back. All right, we'll get to Trout in a minute. Adam, I think the Toronto style of numbers was their original style from the 70s. I mean, it's beautiful. It looks great, I think. Apparently, Okamoto speaks some Spanish. There you go. We got a couple people confirming the Spanish. All right. Are any of these other games over yet? Yeah, Miami ended up winning and Atlanta won. So we'll check in on those in a minute. I know everybody's chomping at the bit to watch Trout. Let's go to the box score. Kikuchi started this game 4 1/3, 2 earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Silseth is in there now. And Mike Burrows, who was required from the Pirates, 5 innings, 2 homers. Who clipped him? Trouty and Josh Lowe for it looks like a 3-run homer. And those are the difference in this game. Pena 2 for 3, Jordan 1 for 3, Correa 2 for 3. So a little better hitting Even though they only have 2 runs to show for it so far in this game from Houston. All right, Mike Trout's 3 for 3. I mean, this guy's coming back with a vengeance, so where are you, Trouty? All right, what do we need? We need the Angels and the Astros. All right, Mike Trout, first at bat.
Serious jump in that Angels clubhouse as Mike Trout taps this one.
0-1, change up here. Nope. And then 4-seam. So he gets jammed here and kind of bloops it in. I don't know what happened there in center field, but was this a late break? Is this a bad break? Yeah, well, he took 1 step back and then didn't get there. That's tough when you're pitching. These type of hits kill you. So typical Trout, got it to the top of the zone and it worked, but he does get a hit because of just a weird play. Second at bat, same pitcher. Slider coming. 0-1.
For the Angels.
Change up down.
Back, but when he
Change up again. So this is the 3rd right and right change up we've seen from Burrows to Trout.
It's energizing to a ball club because, you know, flash.
Pretty good drop on that change up. Slider here. I've never really seen Burrows pitch. This is interesting. 3-1. So he gets himself in a 3-1 count. Ooh, here comes a sinker. Little under it. And sinker again.
Payoff pitch on one hop into left.
Got jammed, but got the head to it. They're not making that play if they field it anyway either. Somebody said that he ran like 30 feet per second on a ball in spring training this year, which was like very encouraging to see. All right, so first 2 times gets hits, but it wasn't really what we're here for. We're here for this at bat, I believe. First pitch curveball, strike. Second pitch sinker, demolished. Wow, in off the plate. Just putting a dent in the wall out there. 109.7 at 23. This is not a spot you usually see him hammer, but boy, he was quick to this thing. Just pulled the hands in. Stayed super tight with it. What a beast.
And Trout jacks one to left field, way back there, and gone. Mike Trout.
I mean, that was different, right?
And Trout jacks one to left field.
All right, from the side. We got to admire Mike as much as we can. Man, he's off to a hell of a start this season. What if he's just back? What if he's back? Can't put it past him. He looks great, don't you guys? He looks fantastic. So, off to a great start. Nice homer there. Might as well watch the low homer. Crawford boxes. Hit it pretty good, though. 101 at 28. Way to stay through a ball up and away. Nice swing, sir.
Now Josh Lowe with a fly ball to the left. And Alvarez will turn and watch it leave the yard.
All right, so we'll come back to this one. We're done looking at this for the moment. Let me just do a little refresh. Still 5-2. I am seeing that you're saying it's a tie game here. Hoffman got clipped. Langoliers. All right, we got to go back to this game. A's and J's. Sorry, Blue Jays fans. And Hoffman. Yeesh, not a great feeling, huh? All right, I want to watch the, well, he's still pitching, so I can't see all of it, but I want to see the overturn. Here's the overturn. There's the tap. Where was the pitch? Why aren't you? Oh, ABS data will be available the next half inning. Cool, man. All right, let's watch the Langoliers at bat from the center field angle. First pitch, fastball. Swing and strike slider. Slider again, 1-2. And force it. I mean, it's 98. Oh my God, great swing. Dead center. 107 too. I told you, this guy hits. This guy freaking hits. I don't really have a real reason for saying this, but Langoliers, like, for some reason, I just imagine him as like a mini Zangief from Street Fighter. I don't know why. I feel like under there, he's just got to be just Jack, Diesel, and hairy. But the swing is tight, and the power is legitsburg. This game is tied. So there's a question here. For someone like Hoffman in this spot, what do you do to break yourself out mentally? I mean, I think he didn't really do anything wrong there. You just have to continue to understand that, like, this shit is a process. You can't control everything. But it's tough because if you start to feel the negative vibes, you have to try to find a way to keep yourself confident. So he needs some results. I mean, he just gets a strikeout here. But at the same time, like, look, objectively, his stuff's still nasty. Like, everything he's throwing up there is nasty. He got clipped on a 98 mile an hour heater up. I mean, it wasn't like bad. It was a pretty good pitch, just a better swing. So, you know, sometimes you have to, you really have to strip the emotion out of it, as hard as it is. That would be my answer. 3 Ks today means he's going yard tomorrow. Yep. It's pronounced Bangaliers. You're right, sir. It is. It is. All right, where are we at in these games? So I mentioned these other ones were over. Somebody keep me updated on the Blue Jay game in the chat, and then we'll see. Yeah, I mean, Hoffman's throwing hard. Like, he's a good pitcher. I mean, sometimes this can break a closer for sure, but he's a good closer. And yeah, I'm a kid of the 90s. You know, I was born in the 80s. But anyway, yeah, I just won the Felix Hernandez ball with that comment. So, good call. All right, let's go check out. Who do we want to watch first? Sale or Sandy? Sale or Sandy? Let's look at the box scores to get an idea. So Sale goes 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, 6 punchies. Reagan's on the other side. How did my Paisans do? Vinny 0 for 3. Jack didn't start. Marte started 0 for 1. Okay, just needed to see that. Miami and the Rock Show. Sandy 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, not earned, 2 walks, 5 Ks. Nardi, Bender, Fairbanks. That's not bad. That's not bad, Marlins. Freeland, Herget, Bernie. I love Bernie. What was the Rocky lineup today? McCarthy, Goodman, Castro, Tovar, Rumfield, Beck, Doyle, Julian, Karros. Okay. Jacob Marcy got a double. All right. I think I want to watch Sandy maybe. A couple people are... I got more votes for Sandy in the chat. Adam, do you have a particular memory of playing against Felix Hernandez and Buster Posey? Yeah. Faced them both. I mean, Felix, I don't think we ever caught him on we didn't play as much interleague back then, so we played the Mariners, but I don't remember like a dominant Felix start. Posey's the guy I faced the second most in my career, and I kind of sneaky did really well in that matchup, so that always felt good. All right, Sandy. Will Sandy stay in Miami the whole year? Will they trade him? Has he been slept on as a guy who could bounce back to a possible Cy Young form? I don't know. I think these are all fair questions. I love the fact that the A's sleeve sponsor is Las Vegas. All right, so he starts his season off with a punchy of Jake McCarthy. Man, look how bright it is in this ballpark. 98 miles an hour, and then a 1-pitch out. Now, when Sandy's at his best, he's getting quick outs. He's going deep in the game. He has a little bit of that 3 fastball approach as well as a diabolical changeup. He usually just pounds the zone. That's typical Sandy when he's at his best. But I also feel like it's why sometimes he's vulnerable because he throws too many strikes and everything's hard. And when guys are right, they can smash. So, anyway, we'll see. Obviously, this game, the approach worked. Ooh, Tovar. Tovar had an outstanding WBC for Venezuela, and he's a really good player. He's an important piece for the Rockies. All right, Rumfield. It's going to be a double play. Nice play. I thought this ball was going to hit the bag for a while. Man. Really nice play by the shortstop. Is that Otto Lopez?
Up the middle. Stepping on the bag at second.
Do I think Sandy gets traded this year? Probably. Probably, yeah. I would say yeah. Marlins have a sneaky team, but I ultimately think they're still going to be in 4th or 5th place come the deadline, and per their MO, they'll trade their assets. See, we are getting a lot of early contact, so this is sort of Sandy, Cy Young Sandy, at least in terms of the style. Here's a strikeout on a changeup. Outdoor changeup, nice. Here's an out on a sinker.
Nobody on, 2 out. The pitch is flown in the air to shallow left. Otto going out. Heriberto's coming in.
Just another guy throwing really hard too. Like just everything's 96 plus.
In the game, he's put a couple of hitters away with strikeouts. And he's got himself a lead.
That bunt is fair.
Nice. Oh, good try, but throws it in. These are tough plays. Oh, he's out of the box. He's out of the line, right? I don't even know the rules. Does anybody know the rules? My dad probably knows the rules.
He's got himself a lead.
That bunt is fair. Throw to first. Hit the runner, McCarthy. So pitch coming here from Sandy.
All right, Hunter Goodman.
That shot through
Inside out single. That's going to score the run.
Here comes a throw from right on the money. Did they get him? Yes!
Or they got him out. They actually threw him out at the plate. Holy shit, nice throw. Who is this over there?
Right side, the base hit.
Austin Slater?
Will get a wave. Here comes a throw from right on the money. Did they
nice.
Get him? Position player for
Willie Castro. Rolls over the changeup. Ooh, a little nice glove flip. 0-2 changeup. Ooh, Tovar. Sanoa, who had a huge stolen base for Venezuela. Here's a walk. So he's not as sharp here in the 4th. It's just been a weird inning. Let's see how he gets out of this, though. He gets out of this? No. This is how they score again. This is how they score.
2-1 ground ball left side. Sanoha can't get it.
Wow.
Does long throw to first is not in time.
Wow. That was crazy.
Are on the board. It's 2. He raced after a. Now a 2-2 coming. Gotta be
and he gets out of it with a changeup down. Let's watch this hole at bat. This is bases loaded. This is a huge moment in the game. All right, first pitch slider. Chase. So, okay, so this is important to talk about real quick. My wife wants me to get off. So I'm only going to stay on for like 5 or 10 more minutes, guys, tonight. I got a lot going on. All right, so what was I going to say here? Okay, so bases loaded situation. I hit beats you here. All right, this is like leverage pitching 101. So everybody knows about first pitch strikes. They're important, right? But in this spot, you really don't need to be taking a risk with anything in the zone first pitch. You need to throw a chase pitch here. You need to throw something borderline and hope that the hitter's super aggressive trying to ambush you and you get to 0-1. And if not, at least you get a read on his timing a little bit. So that's what Sandy does here. He goes slider. Starts it in zone, breaks it out of zone, and sure enough, he gets the chase. So he gets to 0-1. Obviously, Beck, or whoever this is, no, this is Doyle. Obviously, Doyle came into this at-bat, and he was like, I'm swinging at this first pitch. I'm going to get a strike. Sandy pounds strikes, and I'm gonna whack it. But Sandy threw a perfect chase pitch, and he gets to 0-1. So anyway, I just wanted to break that down. That was smart. Something that looks like something else. Yeah, but even more than that, like, honestly, something that's breaking out of the strike zone. I know that 1-0 is a bad situation, but you can't risk getting ambushed in the zone first pitch either. And then it's the same thing here. He switches the side of the plate on 1-1. Of course you want to get to 1-2, but he's also thinking, I need to keep him on the ground. I cannot risk anything over the middle here because a hit is what kills me. So they run a sinker, and it goes way in. I don't think he meant to maybe go this far in, but it works perfectly. Grounds it foul, and now you can confirm he's on fastball timing after that. Let's see what he goes to here. Changeup. Makes a lot of sense off that foul ball. Actually, a really good take. And then he's going to double up on it. And he tried to take it again, but this one was a little more competitive and he gets the strikeout. So really good reading that he's on the fastball timing because he drew the foul ball he wanted. Obviously, he got to a 98-mile-an-hour pitch in. So that tells you like he's looking for fastball. Change up there, good execution, gets out of the jam, and ultimately that won the game. That was the biggest out in the game. Does the strategy change if you got a guy who swings especially often on the first pitch? Not in that case, it would be even more so. Then you're worried about getting ambushed for sure with runners in scoring position. Now, if McNeil is up there like nobody on, and you know he swings a lot, you still want to throw strikes in that spot because you want to try to get a one pitch out. As crazy as that seems, you try to make a quality pitch and let him swing and let him hit it. But with runners in scoring position, you want to throw a quality pitch, but not a strike. So again, it's more about just like what can beat you in that spot. With nobody on, it's walk is what is the cardinal sin. But with runners in scoring position, the hit is the cardinal sin. So you have to kind of shift between those two modes. Sandy goes to the Mets. In all likelihood, they're still looking for one more arm, or the Padres. Impossible to predict right now. But of course, the Marlins will ask for the moon, and we'll see what happens. But they want him to bounce back really good. Oh, did my dad write in the chat that defensive fielders have a fair chance to throw the ball to first and or catch it and the runner out? The basic rule states that the runners heading to first base must run within the first base running line, which includes the chalk lines. Both feet must be within. So yeah, I think that was a bad run that we saw earlier on that play. They should have called that.
And then we got the news that he's out of the lineup.
Then he comes out and has a really, really clean fifth inning. 1, 2, 3. There's my guy Marcy. And then the sixth inning. So, but that's the thing about Sandy and why he can actually compete for the Cy Young without huge strikeout ability, because he can get really quick outs, and most of the time he's going to have really quick innings, and that means he's going to pitch a lot of innings, and bulk is super important. So, you know, not that he doesn't get strikeouts, but it's not his main game. And in a world in which you're competing with, you know, Skeens and whoever else in the National League who's pretty nasty, Wheeler, you know, a bunch of guys, McLean even, the innings could be the difference. Anyway, a little cutter there for a pop-up. Out for the seventh, 2-pitch out here. There's a walk. Even there, he threw a 3-0 sweeper. Let me go back to that. Let me go back to that strategy real quick. Jordan Beck. Okay, so he's up here. 1 out in the 7th, 1-run lead. What beats you here? What beats you here is a home run. A home run ties the game. Everything else is fine. All other types of hits are fine. Even a walk is fine. So when he falls behind 3-0 here, after this 2-0 pitch, he's still trying to play the game 2-0. But after he misses 2-0 and he gets to 3-0, look at the choice. 3-0 sweeper. 3-0 sweeper. He's not trying to like walk into a home run throwing a fastball and the only fastball count that exists, 3-0. So that's even more game within the game, right? A home run kills you here. So he just says, you know what? I'll face the next guy. And he gets the next guy out with a strikeout. Brenton Doyle again. Doyle really struggles with stuff with drop to it. It's got a very look at how choppy his swing is. And so anything with that late drop or late changeup down disappears on him. So really nasty stuff. Sandy very impressive in this game. Let's go look at his data real quick as I'm about to wrap this thing up in a minute. All right, Sandy, 22% changeup, 22% four seam, 16% sweeper, interesting, 16% sinker, 12% slider, 11% cutter. So went to a huge kitchen sink approach, averaged 97 with the fastball. Actually got a ton of whiffs on his changeup tonight. First pitch strikes, looks pretty good. 15 first pitch strikes out of, looks like he only didn't hit on 4, 7, 8, 10. So, could have been even better, but did a great job. Pitched really deep into this game and didn't throw a ton of pitches. Hoffman gets the blown save plus W, so that means the Jays won it. All right, that'll be the last thing we'll check up on is how the Jays just won the game. And then I'll say goodnight. And my next stream will probably be either Sunday morning from Seattle, tomorrow's no stream, or Monday when I get back after the red-eye flight. So we'll just see how I'm feeling on Sunday morning because that's really early in Seattle. I have to be up at 7 to do the stream that day. Plus I'm flying in tomorrow. So tomorrow's out, but that's fine. I will be on TV on Sunday. It's the Guardians and the Mariners Sunday Night Baseball on NBC. So check us out. Check us out. We're going to have fun. All right, let's see what happened here. Hoffman got through that, and then Sterner came in. Ground out. Single, double, single to win it. All right, let's watch the rally. Okamoto gets it started. Line drive to right. So that's our second two-strike hit we've seen Oko get. This is part of the game. The real baseball heads love a guy with a two-strike approach. So, I mean, he fits like a freaking glove with the Blue Jays offense and their strategies. Look at that. Line drive to right. Gets himself on with 2 outs in the 9th. And then first pitch, of course, Ernie swings at the first pitch. And it's a crappy hit. Man, Ernie Clement, ladies and gentlemen. Little tapper. They had to field that properly or Oko could have went home. But that gets them to second and third. And now they're going to win it here. Andres Jimenez. First pitch cutter down. Four seam 93.5 and then cutter. Oh, they had McNeil play too far in the hole, and that's the game, especially on the turf infield. How hard he hit that? 104.8, so. I mean, McNeil's not that far over. Did he get a bad jump on this? I just hit it too hard. Nice 2-out rally. Nice 2-out rally. Put some balls in play. I mean, if you're the pitcher, you just want to shoot yourself over this Ernie Clement hit, though. I mean, like, if you're pitching, this is a killer. This is an all-time killer. But we all knew the Blue Jays were going to win their home opener this year. They had the vibes are too strong. The A's were dealing with vibes. Even though they homered off, even though Langoliers tried to fix it, didn't work out. I did see somebody wanted me to look at the Kirk challenge. Let's see if that's on here with the ABS now. Wow, there it is. Barely touching the corner. So Kirky was on it. Kirky was on it. Very, very nice. All right. Let me just get into tomorrow's probables real quick. And then we're going to say goodnight. What's the scores right now? Angels looking good to go up 2-0. Detroit and San Diego 0-0 in the third. Cleveland 1, Seattle 0 in the second. That's a good pitching matchup today. I know Kirby's on the mound for Seattle. Dodgers and Diamondbacks just started. All these other games ended. We didn't even get to watch Sale, but obviously he was pretty good. All right, probables for Saturday. Joe Boyle, Michael McGreevy, Rays, Cardinals, Nats, Cubs, Michaelis, and Cade Horton. So Horton, who looked really good in spring training. A lot of people think he might be their best pitcher. He's going up tomorrow at Wrigley. A's and Jays, Springs and Cease. So Cease making that Blue Jays debut. That should be a fun experience for him, for sure. Twins, Orioles, Taj Bradley, and Bradish. Rogers pitched sensational for the O's the other day, and Bradish looking to continue that today. I think he's filthy. This is a fun matchup. DeGrom and Nola. Too bad we don't have a stream tomorrow. I'd love to check in on this one. That's 2 OGs going at it. Red Sox, Reds, Sonny Gray making his Red Sox debut at the Reds. I think he was on the Reds. Yeah, he was on the Reds for a bit. Versus Brady Singer. Pirates, Mets, Mitch Keller, and my guy, David Peterson, making his season debut from City. Rockies, Marlins, Lorenzen, my new friend from Team Paisan, going against another phenom. Marlins are going to roll out some arms out there always. Yuri Perez. Angels and Astros, Reed Detmers and Christian Javier. White Sox, Brewers, Sean Burke, Chad Patrick getting the ball in Game 2 for the Brew Crew. Maybe it's Game 3, probably Game 2. Royals, Braves, Michael Wacha and Ronaldo Lopez. So once you get past Sale, it's very interesting to see what the Braves look like past Sale. Yankees and Giants, Will Warren, who looked unbelievable in spring, looking for the Yankee sweep in San Francisco. They'll have the rare off day on Sunday, so I might see some of these dudes in Seattle. Tyler Mahle making his Giants debut. Tigers, Padres, Jack Flaherty, Randy Vasquez from Petco. Diamondbacks, Dodgers, Erod, Eduardo Rodriguez coming off of maybe the biggest start of his life in the championship game for Venezuela. Versus Tyler Glasnow, who's been looking phenomenal. Punched out 11 guys with curveballs in his last start in spring training. Cantillo and Wu, Guardians and Mariners. And I also forgot to pick a winner. So let me just go backtrack here a little bit into the chat. I'm going to try to remember. You know what? I'm going to give it to Cobra. So Cobra, come find me on Discord at some point or email baseballandcoffeetheshow@gmail.com, and I'll get you one of these balls. And the reason why I'm going with Cobra is because he was so quick with the McCovey Cove stat today. That was important. I was trying to make a point. He was lightning quick with the stats. So Cobra is our winner of one. He gets the choice of Buster Posey or Felix Hernandez. And if he really hates them both, we can talk about some other people. So we'll continue to do the giveaways. I'll catch you guys probably from Seattle. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Hope you guys are good. And I'll see you next time. All right. Adios, guys.